unboxing the Mahoney laser power meter 100 watt version. Having just received my Mahoney laser power meter, I thought I'd do an unboxing video for you so you can understand what's included and how good the product actually is. First I'm going to weigh the package. As you can see from the scales, it's 927 grams or just over 2 pound in imperial. So let's remove all of this packaging then. As mentioned, this is the 0 to 100 watt version, and we're about to see how well this is packed. Well, that looks pretty well wrapped up. I just blurred out my address just to be on the safe side, and we'll just have a look at the overall dimensions of this package. So this package is around about 30 centimeters long and probably around, let me see, 15 centimeters wide, and it is well and truly wrapped up. Let's just get a knife now and we'll open up the packaging. Ah, my bad. That's not actually the lid. So let's slice all the way down the side of the cardboard and hopefully we can get into it that way. There we go. Well, the lid didn't stay on that long, but we can see there's no damage to the glass at this moment in time. Yeah, there's not a lot keeping that lid on. Okay, let's take some measurements of this container. So we measure the top first, the diameter. Alright, what are we looking at? That's probably about 110, 112 millimeters approximately. The length of the product, let's take a quick look. That's around about 245, excluding the lid, which probably adds another 4 millimeters on top of it. So we'll take a quick look now at what's actually written on the outer casing. So laser power probe, measure CO2 and YAG laser power, 0 to 100 watts, instructions. Number 1, place power probe in laser beam for 28 seconds. 2, wait 20 seconds to read laser power. Seems pretty straightforward. It's a pretty solid case, to be fair. Just a shame the lid fell off, but I'll probably do something about that in the future. So let's take a look at what's inside. Right, here we go. Bit of bubble wrap, some polystyrene, that's a bit of a random piece, place, I think. A bag containing instructions and an adjustment tool, basically a ring spanner. Right, so what should we start off with first? Let's take a look at the meter. Right, as you can see, I've actually got 30 seconds on there, but the documentation says 28 seconds, but it confirms it is 100 watt. So effectively the black block of metal, anodized metal at the bottom, is going to be your collection point for the laser beam. And at the back we've got a reset button which you use the spanner on. There is a serial number at the bottom, and there is the 28 seconds calibration time for doing the tests. And that's about it. Pretty straightforward, quite simple. I will say it's quite a robust piece of kit, very solid, but we'll measure the weight later and we'll do some measurements on it as well. So what we've got in the bag: if I can get it open. There's the adjustment tool, just a ring spanner. And as you can see, I'll do a quick adjustment on there. Probably better to use the ring side. And twist. And it actually rotates the faceplate plate, not the dial, not the needle, sorry. There we go, set to 0. I suspect you're going to have to reset that every time you use it, as it needs to be at ambient temperature. But not a difficult job to do. Fine adjustment, and we're there. Of course, you shouldn't be touching the receptor part with your hands, because that will change the value. But let's see if I can put a little bit of heat in it now to see if the needle moves. Okay, so this is the Mahoney laser power probe instructions. It's telling me the serial number and the time, 28 seconds. So that's the test time needed. Underneath that then it just tells you that you need to wait approximately 25 more seconds to get the final value of the laser power measured. It mentions the types of lasers that you can use, which is the CO2 lasers, YAG lasers, and operates at 10.6 microns and 1.06 microns. And at 1.6 microns it works with YAG fiber, diode side pumped and diode end pumped lasers, and any additional laser technology at these wavelengths. And let's have a look at page 2 then. Okay, these are the operation instructions. I won't go through them all, but effectively it recommends safety glasses, being careful that you do not reflect the beam off the stainless steel, and that you need to reset 0 the dial on the back by using the spanner. All pretty straightforward. Right, we're going to do a little bench test on you rather than putting it inside the laser, and we're going to set it up with a third hand, and we'll put some heat on it. Okay, Okay, right, let's add the heat, and you should see the dial, the needle on the dial, increase quite quickly, I would have thought. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. Just zoom in now so you can get a better look at the dial. Even though the heat's been taken away, you notice that the needle is still increasing. It's getting slower and slower, and it's probably come up to about 89 on that dial there, and then it starts to decrease. Okay, I'm going to do some measurements on here. Let's measure the face first. As you can see, that's 81.5 millimeters in diameter. We measure the thickness of the dial, and that's 18 millimeters. And the main body, using the thread, that's 48.4 millimeters. Across the flats on that hex is 21.9 millimeters. Overall length of the product is 200 millimeters. Let's quickly weigh it. And that comes in at 207 grams. I'm sure the higher powered meters will weigh a fair bit more than that, as it'll need a higher metal mass. Right, this is the container. The packaging wasn't up to much, admittedly, and the lid doesn't stay on, so I'm probably going to have to do something about that. Maybe some foam inserts. If I do, I'll write it up so you can see what I did. And there it is. See, it's just wobbling around inside there, so I'm going to need that to make that a little bit more secure for future. That's it. Next time I'll actually try it on the laser for you.